Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some good and unexpectedly early news, because if you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, you will see that volumes 9 and 10 of the NEO GEO Selections have been announced. Yes, volumes 7 and 8 aren't even out yet, they're coming in November, but here we have confirmation of 9 and 10 coming very soon in December. And it may be the end of the road for these collections, but more on that later. Let me tell you about what's included in these two packages. Volume 9 will include the King of Fighters 2001. Yes, the obligatory King of Fighters game is here, and how this is regarded compared to the others, who knows? But, something rings a bell about 2001 being pretty good though. Fatal Fury 3, Road to the Final Victory, another fighter. I don't believe I played this one. I didn't get into the Fatal Fury series much. I've only played a couple of them, and I know the first couple of entries had their issues, but by this point, you'd think they'd have cracked it. Karnov's Revenge. Don't know much about this fighting game, and reviews seem to indicate it was just another filler fighting game for the system. King of Monsters is always a fun one, even if it's kinda overshadowed by its much better sequel. It's like a wrestling game, but with kaiju, and having to pin to win is a slightly unfun mechanic in my humble yet wrong opinion, but you can still have fun. Magical Drop 2, man, I really like this game, even if it made me want to burn my house down with rage with how much it destroyed me. But now, I think if I played it these days, I'd be better at it now that I'm more in the vibe of arcade games. Magician Lord was a launch title for the NEO GEO MVS, and it's always been a fascination for many a retro gamer. Maybe it doesn't quite live up to its myth in terms of gameplay holding up, but a real look into something historic. Samurai Showdown 2 is often ranked amongst the best editions of Samurai Showdown, where the series found its feet and nailed what the series was going for, a nice weapons-based fighter. You can't go wrong with any with the series, they're always fun, but this one especially. Street Hoop, also known as Street Slam, also known as Dunk Dream, is a street basketball game which sounds so incredibly 90s. I'd never heard of this one prior to this collection, but arcade sports always sound like fun. Super Sidekicks 3, The Next Glory, is interesting because the game doesn't have a digital release anymore. It was delisted from the eShop for unknown reasons, so it is the only way to purchase it and really own it. Again, arcade sports game, you can't go wrong. Won't be everyone's cup of tea, especially for my large North American audience, but the rest of the world should get a kick out of it. It's hardly FIFA, and good. World Heroes has 8 historical fighters to choose from. Rasputin versus Jeanne d'Arc, the first game in the series, and is part of the penultimate package of these collections. Like, no one said they had to make sense, and that's why I love them. Moving on to Volume 10, which I think may be the last one we'll get. Magical Drop 3 is here to kick my backside, but I'm still gonna enjoy it for sure. Puzzle action game like Bust a Move, but far more brutal. They look cute, but they will rip your soul out. Metal Slug 3 is often regarded as the best Metal Slug game. Some debate if the gameplay is balanced well enough, but it's certainly the most show-offy and flashy of them all, with the visuals and animation. You can't go wrong with this run and gun. Ninja Masters Hao Nimpo Cho is a ninja-themed fighting game. Again, this one has evaded me all these years, but how can you go wrong with a ninja fighting game? It seems impossible to mess up, unless you're Kazumi Ninja. Pop and Bounce is super interesting in the fact that this is a physical exclusive. This was not released digitally on any system and is only available in this package. It's an Arkanoid style game that time appears to have forgotten, but I'm definitely up for giving it a try. Real Bout Fatal Fury 2, The Newcomers. Look, Real Bout, Fatal Fury, the naming conventions just confuse me, and anyone who tries to explain it to me, thank you, but I've forgotten it about 3 seconds later. It's another fighting game, of course. Samurai Showdown 5 Special is the last official game released for the NEO GEO, so quite apt it's on the, potentially, final volume. This is different from 5 Perfect, which was never released until very recently. But yeah, it's more samurai fighting action, 28 fighters in total. I love how bloated fighting series have to become in order to stay relevant. Sengoku 2, a solid beat 'em up to add to the library. I don't think many would say it's the best in the series. I think that goes to number 3, but still one for fans of the genre to enjoy. Stakes Winner is obviously the odd one out, which is why it's the one I want to play the most, a horse racing game in the arcades. Those were wild times. Super Baseball 2020, yes, if you want to see what baseball looked like 5 years ago when cyborgs ruled the earth, then this is the place to be. This is definitely a visual showcase for the MVS when it was in its early days. Most would say the gameplay doesn't hold up as nicely as the much more grounded original, but still fun if you like arcade variations of the sport. The King of Fighters 97 is the final game in the package, and yet I don't have much to say. More King of Fighters. Apparently this is where the series decided to take more of its world building and narrative seriously, if you can take that seriously. And as I said, I believe this is going to be the end of the road for these Neo Geo volumes. I would love to be wrong, but the fact that SNK are including a pre-order bonus slipcover implies that this is to fit all the ones that have come before. And if I was in charge, you would do that for the last batch, right? So you can put them all in at the same time together. I think this is really the end of the road, which means that there are some Neo Geo games left over, 9 in fact, that are on the Switch. At least according to Wikipedia. There are more Neo Geo games overall, but you have to remember that these are all based on the arcade archives releases from Hamster, and at my count there are 108 of them, including those that were delisted for whatever reason, but not including Pop and Bounce. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that we can't just squeeze one more volume out of it, but if you want to pre-order these final, supposedly 2 packages to round off your collection, then please do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. I really do appreciate that to help me and the channel. If you pre-order from PlayAsia, you can get 5% off with the code Jordan2025. Also, VGP will be carrying copies. I don't know if they'll have the pages live by the time this video goes out, but they will do pretty soon. I've linked them down below too, and they have free worldwide shipping on it if you buy them both together. In terms of that slipcover, I don't know if either PlayAsia or VGP will get it. The wording on SNK's website isn't specific about who will carry that. Hopefully they do, because that would be a nice way to round off the collection. Any purchase made via the links really helps me out ever so much, and I do thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new here and you enjoy physical video games, then you know what to do. You should hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot of physical video game videos for you. Some are on the screen right now. Watch them and have a fantastic day. Take care.